Some foods wear the mask of being healthy, yet they quietly work against your blood sugar. Two bitter vegetables praised for their benefits can actually trigger unexpected spikes that leave you wondering what went wrong. It feels unfair, doesn't it, when something you trust ends up harming you? That's why today I'm bringing the truth straight to you, clear and simple. Stay right here, because these surprising details could change the way you see your meals forever. Have you ever looked at a plate of spinach and thought it was the perfect choice for your health? Spinach carries that image of being light, green and safe, something people often turn to when they want to eat better. But here's the truth. While spinach has benefits, it can sometimes play tricks on your blood sugar if eaten the wrong way. That's why today I want to sit here with you and talk about how this leafy green can be both a friend and, at times, a challenge. Think about those moments when you just want something quick and easy. Maybe you toss spinach into a salad, drizzle a little dressing on top, and feel good about your choice. But have you noticed that even foods that seem innocent can sometimes leave you feeling more tired, with heavier legs, or even with headaches later in the day? For some people, spinach can be part of that puzzle, and it's important to understand why. Now, don't get me wrong, spinach does have its place. It's full of lightness, easy to cook, and quick to add to almost anything. But when it's eaten plain, especially without pairing it with protein or a little healthy fat, it can sometimes raise blood sugar more than expected. That's when you get those aches in your knees or that dull pain in your back, the kind of pain that makes sitting too long uncomfortable. One simple way to enjoy spinach without as many problems is by cooking it with eggs. A spinach omelette in the morning gives your body balance, helping your sugar stay steadier so you don't feel that afternoon crash. Imagine yourself at breakfast with a warm omelette, soft spinach folded in, and maybe a sprinkle of cheese, easy, tasty, and gentle on your system. Doesn't that sound comforting? Another idea is to add spinach into soups. A warm bowl with spinach, carrots, and a touch of chicken can soothe not only your stomach, but also those nagging joint pains that come on rainy days. Cooking spinach makes it gentler, so your body absorbs it in a calmer way, and you don't get the same surprise in your sugar. Have you ever tried blending spinach into a smoothie? Some people do that, but if you mix it with too much fruit, it can turn into sugar overload. A better choice is blending spinach with plain yogurt, a small handful of berries, and a little cinnamon. This way you get flavor, a touch of sweetness, and balance that doesn't send your blood sugar jumping. Sometimes it's not about removing spinach, but about knowing how to combine it. Think of it like adding salt to a dish. Just a little makes all the difference, but too much spoils it. Pair spinach with protein or fiber, and it feels like your body thanks you by easing up the pain in your shoulders or making your walks outside more enjoyable. I want to ask you something. Have you ever eaten spinach and felt your body react in a way you didn't expect? Maybe your sugar went up, or you felt drained later. If that's ever happened, write the word spinach in the comments. Sharing your story here can really help someone else who might be struggling with the same thing. When you cook spinach with garlic and a bit of olive oil, it turns into a side dish that feels hearty without being heavy. This can help you relax in the evening, especially if you've been dealing with sore feet all day. It's those small choices in the kitchen that bring comfort back into your life. Another little secret is adding spinach to casseroles. When it's baked together with beans or chicken, the meal doesn't just taste good, it also keeps your sugar more steady, which can ease the pain in your hands that sometimes flares up when sugar gets too high. These are real, everyday wins you can feel. I also love how spinach can be mixed into pasta. Instead of plain noodles, add spinach with some lean chicken and whole grain pasta. Suddenly, dinner feels filling but doesn't drag you down. That dragging feeling often shows up as heavy legs or stiff joints, but balanced meals like this can keep you moving more freely. Spinach isn't about being all good or all bad. It's about balance and knowing how your body reacts. For some, a big raw spinach salad may not feel so great, but cooked spinach in smaller amounts can be a gentle helper. Think about how you feel after eating it. That's your body giving you clues. If you've ever been unsure about spinach, you're not alone. So many people just accept it as healthy without listening to how it makes them feel. That's why I always encourage small changes. Try spinach in a different way tomorrow and notice the difference. One day you might use it in your morning eggs, and the next in a warm soup. This variety keeps your meals interesting and your body happier. And when you share those little changes with others, you spread hope, because your word here can be exactly what someone else needs. Spinach is a part of life for many, but how you use it makes all the difference. Whether it's helping with that ache in your back or making your meals lighter, it's worth paying attention to. And if you're willing, leave a comment about how spinach has shown up in your life, because your experience might be the very spark that helps another person feel better tomorrow. Now you can join our channel's exclusive group. As a super member, you get priority responses. I'm notified and reply to you first, but if I were you, I'd go further. As a loyal member, you also get early access to videos before anyone else. Stay one step ahead and enjoy exclusive content firsthand. Don't miss out. Click now and become a member. Brussels sprouts often sit on the table as those tiny little green balls everyone calls healthy. They carry that reputation of being a super vegetable. But what people don't always realize is how they can sometimes surprise the body. Have you ever eaten a plate of Brussels sprouts and later felt your stomach heavy, your joints aching, or even your blood sugar shifting in ways you didn't expect? That's exactly why I want to talk with you about them today, because knowing how to prepare and enjoy them makes all the difference. One thing I hear a lot is how bitter Brussels sprouts taste. That bitterness is what convinces many people that they must be good for the body. And in some ways, they are. But bitterness doesn't always mean balance. Sometimes that sharp flavor comes with an effect on your sugar levels that can sneak up on you. And when that happens, you may notice more pain in your knees or your back feeling stiff when you stand up from your chair. The truth is, Brussels sprouts can be part of a good meal, but not when eaten the wrong way. If you roast them with too much honey or glaze, the sweetness mixes with the natural starch, and suddenly your sugar can spike. That's when you feel your legs heavier or your energy drop in the middle of the day. It's frustrating, isn't it, when something you thought was good ends up making your day harder. Let me share a better way. Try roasting Brussels sprouts with olive oil, garlic, and a sprinkle of black pepper. The smell alone will fill your kitchen with comfort, and when you sit down to eat, it feels hearty but not overwhelming. Cooking them this way keeps them gentle on your body, helping to avoid the sudden swings in blood sugar that leave you in pain later. Another idea is to steam them lightly. Steamed Brussels sprouts can be paired with a little butter and a pinch of salt, making them soft and easy to chew. For anyone dealing with sensitive teeth or trouble biting down, this small change makes them much easier to enjoy. And when you feel less pain in your jaw or gums, you can sit back and actually enjoy the meal instead of fighting through it. Have you ever tried slicing Brussels sprouts thin and mixing them into a salad? When eaten raw in large amounts, they can sometimes upset the stomach, leaving you with gas or cramping. That kind of discomfort can keep you up at night, tossing and turning instead of resting. So instead of eating them raw, lightly cook them and add them warm into your salad bowl. It's easier on digestion, and your nights feel calmer. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever had Brussels sprouts prepared in a way you really enjoyed? Write the word sprouts in the comments and tell me how you've had them. Sharing your favorite recipe or memory can inspire someone else who's been struggling with them. Sometimes one word from you can help another person's health journey feel less lonely. Another simple tip is combining Brussels sprouts with protein. Pairing them with chicken or fish makes the meal more balanced, so you're less likely to feel sugar spikes later. This balance often shows up as less swelling in your ankles and less pressure in your hands. Have you noticed how food choices connect so deeply with pain in the body? That's what makes these little details so important. Brussels sprouts also do well with a bit of lemon juice squeezed on top after cooking. That bright, tangy flavor cuts through the bitterness, making them taste fresher. And when food tastes better, you're more likely to eat it slowly, giving your body a chance to handle it without rushing. Slow eating often means fewer stomach cramps and more comfort during your evening. If you've ever pushed your plate away because Brussels sprouts felt too strong, don't give up on them yet. Try adding them into a warm vegetable soup. The soft texture blends right in with carrots, potatoes, and celery, giving you the benefits without overwhelming flavor. A warm soup on a cold evening doesn't just fill your stomach, it eases the pain in your back and knees after a long day. One challenge with Brussels sprouts is portion size. Eating too many at once can feel heavy, but a smaller amount cooked well can actually help calm the body. It's like walking. Too far all at once leaves you sore but steady. Shorter walks keep you stronger over time. The same idea works here, keeping your body more comfortable after meals. Some people enjoy adding Brussels sprouts into casseroles. When baked with a little cheese and whole grains, they create a meal that's both filling and gentle. This kind of comfort food doesn't just please your taste buds, it also brings relief to that lingering ache in your shoulders that often flares up when sugar levels shift too much. Brussels sprouts can even be shredded and added to stir-fry dishes. When you mix them with onions, peppers, and a bit of lean meat, the flavors blend together in a way that makes the sprouts less bitter. This way, you get the nutrition without feeling like you're forcing yourself to chew through something unpleasant. Now, I want you to think back. Have you ever avoided Brussels sprouts because of how they made you feel? Maybe your stomach, maybe your sugar, maybe just the taste. Share that story in the comments, because your voice here is heard. You may be surprised how much your words could help someone else realize they aren't alone. Sometimes adding spices like paprika or cumin can change everything. The bitterness fades, and suddenly Brussels sprouts feel like a warm, cozy dish rather than a chore. This can make dinner less stressful and your body calmer, especially if you've been dealing with stiff joints all day. Brussels sprouts also pair beautifully with nuts like almonds or walnuts. Just a small handful sprinkled on top adds crunch and balance, keeping your sugar steadier. That steadiness can mean fewer restless nights and more mornings where you wake up with energy to get moving. Doesn't that sound worth trying? Another helpful trick is to roast Brussels sprouts alongside sweet potatoes. The natural sweetness of the potatoes balances the sprouts without needing extra sugar or glaze. This kind of meal often helps with that aching pressure in the lower back that comes with high sugar swings. Cooking Brussels sprouts doesn't need to be fancy. Even something as simple as boiling them gently and adding a touch of butter can make them taste pleasant. When food is simple, it's easier to enjoy, and your body often feels the difference with less bloating or discomfort after eating. I'd like to ask you directly, when was the last time you ate Brussels sprouts? Did they bring you comfort, or did they leave you with pain? Drop your answer below, because your honesty here could be exactly what another person needs to hear today. Remember too that food is about moments. Sharing Brussels sprouts around the table with family, especially when cooked well, can bring smiles and connection. And connection itself is part of health. It eases stress, which in turn eases sugar swings and body pain. Brussels sprouts, though small, can hold a big place in your meals. When handled carefully, they bring warmth, balance, and relief from aches that hold you back. But if ignored or cooked the wrong way, they can add to your struggles. That's why listening to your body matters so much. Try them roasted with garlic, steamed with butter, or baked into casseroles. Each method offers a different way for your body to accept them more gently. When you experiment like this, you find the version that makes you feel light instead of weighed down. And please don't keep it to yourself. Share your favorite way to prepare Brussels sprouts in the comments. Here your voice matters, and someone else may read your words and find the courage to try them again in a new way. Sometimes, one recipe is all it takes to change a life. These little green sprouts might not look powerful, but they can play a big role in how you feel day to day. They can be the reason your knees ache less after a walk, or why your shoulders feel looser after dinner. The choice is in how you prepare and enjoy them. So next time you see Brussels sprouts in the store, don't pass them by. Think about the simple tricks we talked about today and how each one can bring you closer to steadier sugar and less pain. Even small changes can bring big relief. Brussels sprouts don't have to be the bitter memory from your childhood plate. They can become comfort, warmth, and balance in your life. With the right care, they'll stop being something you avoid and start being something that supports your health every single day. And that's what matters most. Not just eating because it's called healthy, but eating in a way that helps you feel better. Brussels sprouts can be part of that journey, a gentle helper instead of a hidden problem. So let's keep the conversation going. Leave a word, a recipe, or a memory in the comments, because here your story matters, and together we can make even the smallest foods into something that brings real comfort into our lives. Brussels sprouts are tiny, but they carry lessons much larger. When you give them the chance to work for you instead of against you, they may become one of the quiet heroes on your plate, helping you walk easier, sleep deeper, and live with less pain. Before you go, I want you to pause for a second and think about this. We've talked about spinach and Brussels sprouts, and you've seen how even foods that carry the healthy label can sometimes trick your body. But this is only part of the bigger picture. There are everyday foods sitting in your kitchen right now that can either ease your sugar levels or make them much worse. I've put another video on the screen for you that dives even deeper into how to eat smarter with diabetes. Inside that video, There's information most people never hear from their doctor, and it could be the missing piece you've been searching for. Imagine finally knowing how to build a plate that not only looks good, but also keeps your sugar steady and your pain lighter. If you skip this next video, you might miss a tip that could save you from those exhausting sugar spikes after meals. And honestly, I don't want that for you. You've already taken the time to be here, so give yourself the gift of going one step further. The choice is right in front of you. Click the video on the screen now, before you forget, and open the door to a much better way of living with diabetes. Trust me, if you don't, you'll always wonder what you missed. Go ahead, click it and discover what could change your health starting today. See you there.